Fact, we will never enjoy true success until we learn to see the big picture. Hey, I'm Steve Diggs. This is The Big Picture. Welcome aboard. Now to the homepage. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the insulation versus isolation principle. Now, what is that all about? Well, I'm going to make a few comments here that you may or may not agree with, but I think they make really good sense. You need to understand at the top of the list this single thing. Successful people are people who remain informed and engaged in their cultures. You know, there's no excuse for us not being smart, not knowing what goes on. Let me share with you two ways to do this. Number one, I would recommend that as a policy, as an ongoing procedure in all of our lives, that we learn to put other people in front of ourselves, to simply treat other folk the way we want to be treated ourselves. Now, I know this sounds counterintuitive, but I can tell you the most joyful people that I've ever known are the ones who have done this very thing. And number two, understand that you are called to be the most clever, the most astute, the most sharp individual in the room. Listen, there is no place for mediocrity. They do not build statues to folks for being mediocre. You need to be an individual who really gains excellence in your life. I don't know if you recognize this fellow over here to the side of me, but this is Cal Thomas. Cal's a friend of mine. We've spoken together. I love what Cal says. He says, every morning when I get out of bed, I read two things. I read my Bible, and then I read the New York Times. He said, this way, I feel like I'm getting both sides of the story. Well, this kind of works well with me. I really do think that it makes good sense to understand how the world works, but also understand our higher calling. Here is the goal. Our goal is to live in the world without becoming a part of the world. In other words, we need to be insulated from all the grief, all the harm, all the badness, and all the evil in the world, but at the same time, never isolate ourselves from the folks who really need our help the very most. I'm telling you, the most courageous, the most successful people I know are the ones who step boldly into situations where they can be helpful and they can really bring somebody else's life along the way. These are just a few things you might want to ponder over the next few days. See if they work in your life going forward. I'm Steve Diggs. This has been The Big Picture. See you next time.